the Grinch, but he's a naughty murderer killer. And also a cat. He nails your mum and pokes holes in your daddy's corpse.
Cat bastard.
He ethnically cleanses the one single light-skinned minority in the whole friggin' film.
Hate crime!
Yep, this is Terrifier in a Poundland Jim Carrey mask.
Really?
And yeah, I watched it so you don't have to. But you're gonna anyway, you sick fucks.
Full recap starts now.
So little Cindy Lou, aka the worst child actor since Jake Lloyd, or literally any of the kids from Fear the Walking Dead Season 8.
Oh, good lord!
Watches Budget Santa shank her mum in the neck on Christmas Eve.
Oh, that's gonna hurt!
The maternal birthing parent totally dies gurgling on her own blood. Naturally, Cindy, age 6, soon unleashes the power of hurty words and calls him a
Monster!
And totally vows vengeance on the fat prick.
I totally get it.
20 years later, and grown-ass Cindy and her dad heads on back to Newville, the most anti-Christmas town in the West bar Bradford, or any of the other UK cities currently colonised by the religion of peace. Place looks like fucking Swindon in December. Grey, soulless, charmless. Twinned with Keir Starmer. Local Killjoy deputy finds them for having reindeer antlers on the car. Health and safety, innit bruv?
What?
Cindy has some pussy old PTSD flashback. We're talking a full-on meltdown in bed. Meanwhile, Mayor Mcbean, and yes that is her real name, is out molesting voters in public diners and plastering clavicles with free stickers. You know, I did that to a few strangers once and just ended up with a non-crime hate incident on my permanent record and a lifetime ban from stickermule.com. Yep, different rules for politicians, mate.
What a fucking liberty!
She reunites with Sheriff Hooper, the same prick who gaslit her 6-year-old self. Santa ain't real, and he definitely ain't a scrawny green incel made of crayon, you silly beach.
Yeah, you tell him, boss.
Patronising twat then makes the vulnerable traumatised soul witness totally redraw the fucker from scratch. Classic police work. Town hates Christmas so much they don't sell a single ball anywhere. More ballers than Blair White or current day SCOTUS when having to decide anything remotely consequential.
Fact check.
That's true.
Anyway, Dad's fuming. What is this, Turan? Well, lucky they brought their own decks down, innit? 5 minutes later and poor Pops gets yeeted and all the decorations disappear quicker than welfare benefits in a Somali district or an 8-pack of mince pies in Piers Morgan's fridge.
Quiet, fatty, fatty!
So Cindy wakes up in hospital. Everyone thinks she's 2 chicken wings short of a bargain bucket. Yeah, a proper basket case. He wasn't Santa, she cries. He was a big green meanie what totally nailed my mum in her own living room.
If you say so.
Anyway, Beanie Mcbean face rocks up in her Shameless campaign t-shirt and flashes her jelly wobblers at the poor traumatised mite. Huh, subtle love. Pure vote winner that. Cindy then doe-eyes Deputy Burke, a Jewish lad who won't shut up about Hanukkah candles. Like, mate, we get it. You love baby foreskins and don't do Christmas. Shut up about it already. Meanwhile, the mean one what can't be called the Grinch for legal reasons is out here in broad daylight turning hikers into kebab meat. Cindy finally clocks the green bastard and proceeds to chuck rocks at him like he's in Gaza and Croydon at the same time. Because naturally, she can scarcely believe an undocumented person of colour is out causing trouble in a white neighbourhood and ruining Caucasian communities like it's 1960s Chicago again and also literally everywhere in modern day.
No, he's got a point.
So Meanie Boy cucks out and legs it, because turns out he can give it but can't take it. Surviving hiker saw nothing or nothing, yo. And the sheriff's all like, stop showing me your blurry Bigfoot porn and piss off, bitch.
You've got to believe me!
No!
Cut a pub full of drunk honkies and crimbo jumpers. Well, there's your first mistake. Have they even read this script? So the mean one what can't be called Grinch for legal reasons storms in and butchers the whole fucking lot. I'm talking total sausage meat, son. Even takes out the one token kind of black woman they hired, so the runtime wasn't all mayo. Equality in death after all, we're not bigoted here, pal. Enter Dr. Zeus. Yes really, and this is the level of wit we're dealing with here, folks.
I'm tired, boss.
A mountain hermit who looks like a George R.R. Martin Santa cosplayer what if he discovered meth and Ayn Rand, and whose name totally ain't a super cringe and obvious homage to the creator of the Grinch, but totally loved rhyming silly words and also drawing a whole bunch of racist cartoons for some reason.
Based AF.
Anyway, turns out his wife got bisected by the green fella years ago, and instead of taking the L on the chin and taking the opportunity to upgrade his hoe and move on, the old boy's still whining about it 20 years on and has been waiting for his budget John Wick revenge arc longer than Duke Nukem Forever's dev cycle.
Damn!
Deputy Burke then strikes gold and finds a cave full of wallets. Cash missing, of course, standard. Well, he is off the tiny hat persuasion after all. But he totally escapes the monster's lair, finally believes Cindy. Yeah, turns out your wacky childhood trauma was 100% real. My bad, Gil.
It's about damn time.
Cindy has a literal wet dream about snogging Burke and then both dying horribly. Also standard. But even Chris Brown knows nothing turns a woman on more than casual domestic violence in the home.
They never learn.
Wakes up, sharpens axes, full Rambo montage with tits and tinsel. Now we're cooking with gas! Though to be fair, if she just wanted to capture a lone dangerous immigrant who shouldn't be in the country, she'd be far better off just taking a leaf out of Dean Kane's book and totally just joining ICE, I'd imagine.
You're done! You're done!
Anyway, Dr. Zeus gets nicked for drink driving. Tries explaining that there's a murderous meanie but can't be called Grinch for legal reasons on the loose. Sheriff, mate, lay off the late night eggnog already. Ah, but shock twist! Turns out Mayor Mcbean Bird has been running social media ads all over the net and luring hikers up to the mutant killer's cave like Uber Eats for the homicidally inclined. Tries to cuck out when confronted and ends up decapitated by her own car boot. Sticker and clavicle abuse finally ends overnight. No more shameless self-promo. Christmas is saved! Huzzah! Well, at least we no longer have to endure painfully cringe dialogue like,
Truth is bound to see the light of day.
Then extend the night.
Sheriff then confesses he's been feeding the town to the jaundiced kleptomaniac, what can't be called Grinch for legal reasons, for over 2 decades, and just to quote, keep the peace. Because he was in fact a patriot who was just trying to save the town from being terrorised by a hairy foreigner, yo. But nobody then goes on to do one of them self-sacrifice things to totally make up for 2 decades of ritual sacrifice. Kick. Whatever, pig.
That's what you get. That's what you fucking get, bitch.
Final showdown. Cindy turns a house into Blackpool illuminations to totally trigger the big fat meanie's festive PTSD. Whips out a candy cane shotty and a pair of equally tasty gats. My kind of slag. Monster walks into a literal trap and ends up eating a ball bomb. It still keeps coming like your ex on alimony. Maybe if my bloody ex kept coming, she wouldn't have been my ex. Now Cindy corners him. And the Grinch, what can't be called Grinch for legal reasons, does a sad constipated face while spurging out all over the floor, and insists that he's actually the one what's the real victim in all this show, because he reckons her maternal birthing unit attacked him first because racialisms. She came downstairs, saw an undocumented hairy immigrant of colour having broken into a living room, and immediately attacked it out of pure bigotry. And somehow he's the bad guy here? Yeah, no wonder he snapped and spent 20 years murdering every single jingle lover he came across.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, little Cindy then compounded his lack of self-esteem by calling him a monster, and thereby destroying the last remaining scrap of self-worth the ugly bastard ever had. So of course bro had no choice but to genocide the entire fucking town.
Standard.
Sadly, instead of nutting up and doing what must be done, like a based AF badass mother trucker, Cindy's suicidal white guilt complex instinctually activates harder than the Guardian reading middle-class libtard, and she totally forgives him on the spot.
What?
And given no good deed goes unpunished in this world, the poor sod's heart grows 3 sizes in his chest and literally explodes. Just as he was on the point of turning his life around and becoming a nice productive member of society again. Gah, what are the chances? Though it looks like he had a fair few orgasms before he pegged it on Christmas Eve. Kinda like my granddad who tagged along to my brother's stag do in Amsterdam last year. But anyway, town suddenly loves Crimbo again, and can't wait to celebrate the birthday of that Middle Eastern socialist who loved doing magic back in the day.
Finally!
Cindy's blurred footage of the monster soon goes viral. Tourism booms. Economic wealth returns to Newville as a bunch of Alex Jones type conspirators descend on the mountain to try and debunk it as AI slop. She snogs the local Burke, who's now become the new town sheriff, whilst the cringiest electro-pop version of Silent Night you've ever heard blares out all over the end credits.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
And fun fact, the Emerald Eradicator here is played by none other than David Howard Thornton. Yep, the same geezer who plays Art the Clown in Terrifier.
Wow.
I know, right? Payday have better been good, because these fuckers straight up wasted him on this Asylum level trash. Best line in the film? Sheriff Deadpan, channeling the energy of professional snoozing juicer Lex Friedman and dreary contrarian extraordinaire Peter Hitchens.
Haven't had a sense of humor in decades.
Right, Gaylords, that's the plot and that's your lot. Absolute war crime of a Christmas film, and I enjoyed every single spiffing second. Drop a like and sub if your safe space is in a shredder, comment the most unhinged crimbo film you've seen, and I'll make a terribly edited low budget parody movie what can't even lean into its campy tone enough to create a future cult classic with you. In the next one,